Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Now we're gonna talk about the Uni-Trak Mark III. This is like a improved version of my latest, the last one I made. So my first attempt of the double coil, but with, if you see here, is there is no flat spring on the back. You have the armature bar bolt in with the two bearing, and you have a small let me see if we can show you. Yeah, see, like the spiral spring that sit behind the bar. You see, that's a hole, like a blind hole, and the other part is inside the back coil, pretty much. So the machine is unbelievable tiny. Yeah, look at here. This is like one of my mini Rollo that is already a really small machine. You can see is a shorter. You can keep the machine shorter. You see, this is like this is a shock build power liner with the full frame coil. Good machine. Look, it's real tiny. Okay, about 155, 156 gram is the weight, and is okay, double coil, short, so 1 inch, 8 Vrap, but the coil core is 380. It's not the standard 516. So here in Europe we have the metric system. So the standard coil core, what you in America call 516, is like 8 millimeter, the diameter of the core, and 380 is about 9.5 millimeter. So this is 9.5 millimeter 3/8. So it's bigger, the coil. So also have a little bit more wire, even 8 Vrap, because the wire have to do more distance to wrap a bigger nucleo, a bigger coil core, you know. So it create more power even on a short 8 Vrap. The machine is made pretty much for liner, so I can offer two type of setup, like a standard power liner and a fast liner. Okay, and standard power liner, I basically set up the machine, I tuned the machine like unloaded just with a grip. You can see here on the, I use a critical, and about 60 to 63% of the dew. Okay, depending on they have a small difference between each machine, but let's say 62 duty is good. Nice, long throw, and sponge. This can push even 14 loot and 18 loot. You just go a little bit upper in the boat. Nice punch, really nice punch. And the fast liner, let's say 5 to 11 tight, maybe 0.30 needle. Okay, as you can hear already from the sound, it's way more zippy. A little bit less of stroke, so like medium, like a real medium stroke. No, it's not short stroke even for a fast liner. Look, the swing. Okay, and it's about this one I set up with a little bit less of duty. maybe 58 to 60, and run about 125 hertz. Okay. This also can be used, yeah, fast liner, and for stipple shading is with the 3 or 5 liner needle. I think is better this one because you have more punch. You drop the voltage, and we're better. But for standard line, fast liner like small needle group, this setup is better. The machine is pretty much the same. What is the difference? Then let's see if you can see here with the light. For the fast liner, I need a second. Yeah, you can see here a second flat spring on behind the long one. Okay, so you're gonna have a little and half. Sorry, the phone moved because I need to touch something. And yeah, you see the flat spring. So create more rigid of the front. Okay, so it creates a smoother heat but faster. Okay, that's is the two setup I can offer. You just when you order, you tell me which one you prefer. When I assembled the machine, I assembled all in a power line. Okay, for me the standard setup is a power line. When the people ask me, no, I want for fast liner. So before shipping, I put the second spring and I tune it for a smaller group. The system is very simple, and with this compression, like a spiral spring on the back, you can create the machine shorter. You still have a good stroke, even more, sometimes even better than regular flat double flat spring, and it keep the tuning way longer. This compression spring is very high. I mean, normally a flat spring on the back it could broke. It could broke, especially when you have a short distance from the frame and the armature bar. This create a lot of torsion, let's say here. Okay. Yeah. But you need a small space to increase the speed and the power for a liner. Okay. So with this system, you don't have. So you have a spiral spring that it resists way more swing compared to flat spring. So it's a really good system, and also it's easy to tuning back because, like I say, when you buy a machine from me, you normally look when you open the box, I always write here for the coil. Okay, you see, tuned and loaded. In this case, 5.5 volts, 62% duty. Recommended voltage 5 to 7. That's is depending on the need and everything. When you use the machine, of course, you have a contact of the flat spring and the contact screw, like always, like any coil machine do. So to put it back on tuning is very simple, man. You just you need a power supply that read the duty. If you use coil machine, I suggest to buy a power supply that read the duty. Okay, because it's the best thing you can do. My power supply have some different for sure from the one you have. So the best thing you do is this: when you get the machine and you read on my box 5.5 volt, 62%. Okay, Then the first thing you do, before start the tooling, you set up a grip, just a grip, no needle, no rubber band. Put your power supply at 5.5 volt and run the machine. Okay. And then you read your duty. Okay. Mine here is read 62. Maybe your can read 62. Okay. 65. Even can read 58 duty. Okay. Then what do you think? My power supply is different than your. It doesn't matter. So let's say your power supply at 5.5 volt read 58% duty with my machine. So your 58% duty correspond at my 62%. Understand? So forget my 62%. This don't exist anymore. Now exists your 58. So anytime you want to put back on track on the original setup the machine, you just have to adjust, okay, with the 2 millimeter normal hexagon key. Like I say, here in Europe is a metric, so must like in US, in England, in some other country, you have an inch size, but you use a lot also the metric system down there. So 2 millimeter, you release a little bit this and just adjust the contact screw. That's it. So let me show you. Now I release. Okay. You see? I move. So I don't know, I lost my tuning. Easy. 5.5 volt. You just adjust till I find again 62%. Run quite a bit fast. That's it. Lock again. Done. Back on the original setup. Like I said before, I read 62%. On your power supply, you read another quote. That is the one you mark at the beginning. Understand? And that's it. Always back on the original setup. And one thing's important, if you see the two contact I made on the side, there is a slide, okay, like a cut also on the upper one. So I made for the clip cord, because the clip cord go inside, insert, and it lock, you see? It doesn't move, so you don't have the swing of the clip cord. That's really good for a precise liner, you see? You can move, but doesn't move this. It's gonna stay parallel to the machine frame, okay? And since it's very upper, more on front compared to regular back, so you have even way less swing. That's a really good concept. As you see here, the red positive is on the top. Normally on any coil machine is the positive is down, okay? Okay, it doesn't change nothing, the machine run again, but since I use polarized capacitor, it's gonna last longer if you follow the correct polarity, okay? You see there is a red washer, okay, in all. You see there is a red washer, so here not, so that's mean red with red. Well, of course, if your red is blue on your clip cord, that's put the blue on top, whatever. So I mean positive on top, okay. So really good system, tiny. Well, let me set up just to run, and I show you how to put the the rubber band. Okay, this is a 14 loose standard, little bit bend, maybe you bend little bit curve, little bit a needle bar. Can use any regular grommets. Here is one of my standard grommet. Can use paper, can use the rubber tube, the one that you cut. I think I must have some here. You know, like this kind of tube. When you cut a piece, that's good. For regular needle, they good. They soft, nice. I like also. Or the good old paper that always work. Okay, how to put the rubber band. This is one of my rubber band. Of course, can use any one. With my rubber band, that's the way to use. Okay, you put like this, and then, okay, this way. That's exactly the way to use. I find out that those type of machine, the rubber band, it don't have to be too loose. It doesn't work really good. Okay, so there we go. 5.5 volts. Okay, now we running a 14 loose, huh? Oh, it's punchy. Easy. Can go a little bit up. You can go up 6.2, and you're gonna push 18 loose without any problem. I would say for 9, 11, 14 loose, about 5.5, 5.7 volts. That's good. Yeah. So the rubber band in this way is perfect. Since it's a short frame, even you use okay, now is a stainless steel tube, but even you use the like some disposable, okay, that's you still have a lot of space here. So for the swing, the rubber band never gonna touch the tube and never get cut. That's very important. When you see some machine that run in this way, that's a mess, because the swing gonna sew the rubber band, gonna cut the rubber band easy. Okay, so here you still have is perfect space to move, you see, and that's it, perfect. And one more thing I want to show about the shape of the tube wise. You see the shape. This shape I create for pretty much for the whole good plastic tube. Okay. Yeah. In some tube you can see it gonna mark. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a dragon fang. It gonna grab a lot the plastic way better. You see? Can see some sign. That's good. One more thing I want to show about this machine, and is the cartridge setup. Okay, coil machine, they never work good with cartridges, okay, because the membrane resistance gonna cut the punch. It's like adding another spring, okay. There is people try to tuning a coil machine for and they use with the cartridges. For me is a bullshit, but up to you. So with my grip, cartridge grip adapter, in this kind of machine is work way better than double flat spring 4 cartridges, absolutely. So if you run with the cartridges, you need this adapter. Don't try to run with the normal without just putting a normal needle bar plug without this system, because it's not gonna work. Use the standard, the smallest bar. Normally with my grip you get 3 length bar, so this is the 85 millimeter, and I suggest to use some hard grommet with the cartridge system. And if you use mine crystal grommet, you open up the loop, okay. This small crown is made it for open up the loop. Yeah, like this. Okay, you twist few times, and then you set the brass adapter pretty much high. You see, a few millimeters from the loop. That's good enough. And just go on this way. Okay. Yes. Then one cartridge. This is a new solid ink cartridge. It's very good because the magnum is full open. You see, there is a cut in the middle, so it's high flow of ink. That's really good. How to put the rubber band? The rubber band you have to put in this way. Okay. So you enter like this, right? And then one twist, go up, tuck. All right? Then you set up a little bit. You see? Normally, depending on how is hitting the how is hard the rubber band. Okay, maybe you need a little bit up with the voltage. Okay, a little bit up. Or with other rubber band, you have to wrap in a different way. All right, so that's depending on the rubber band you have. This is like Magic Moon diamond liner cartridges. Also pretty good. Let's see. So adjust a little bit. So yeah, if you really want to use, this is like a Lotus needle from Australia. If you really want to use the cartridges, for me it's better with the rotary machine, but you have the chance to use on this type of machine with the adapter. You can, if it's not too much tight, the rubber band, you have to see if you maybe can add a second one. Okay, so the rubber band, what it do? It help to contrast the resistance of the membrane. That's it, pretty much. It don't make any miracles. Okay. No, now it's too much because it's too much tension. So you have to find out the perfect tension. Let me try in a different way. You see? Maybe double the band. Okay. And then let me understand how we can do here. What about this way? Okay. Let me see this way. Okay. Could be. You see, there is a different way to wrap a rubber band. Also, maybe it's too tight. You can use the hexagon key and you lower down a little bit the adapter. Okay, this way it seemed to me that it worked good. 6 volts. Yeah, that's it. So Uni-Trak Mark III, like let's say Uni-Trak Mark III Plus, because it's the final version, like a little bit few adjustment compared before. Why Uni-Trak? Uni-Trak is the name of a series of Kawasaki motorbike starting in the, I think, beginning of the 80s or end of the 70s. No, probably beginning of the 80s. The most common was the GPZ Uni-Trak. Uni-Trak because there's no, the old motorbike will have double a double shock system on the back, and Uni was for one because was only one, the spiral spring. So I take the name. I like some stuff like old motorbike, so that's why I call Uni-Trak. That's it. Fast liner, power liner, tiny, compact, powerful, everything you, and easy to tuning and use. Everything you're looking for on a modern coil machine. For anything, comment here on the video and send me an email, a message, whatever. You check on my Instagram, No Iron Machine, and the website is www.noironmachine.bigcartel.com. Thank you guys. See you in the next video. Ciao.